Good evening. I'm Jacob Breimer. The 11th ranked Ohio State women's basketball team looks to bounce back tonight from their loss at Iowa on Sunday as they host Wisconsin. Tip-off from the Shot is at 8 o'clock, and coverage can be found over on the Fan 2 starting at 7:45. Men's college basketball tonight in the top 25. Number 8 Iowa State hosts Colorado at 7 o'clock, and Washington is at 9th ranked Illinois. They get tipped off at 9 o'clock. Also in the Big Ten at 8 o'clock, Penn State is at Northwestern. In golf at the Farmers Insurance Open, Justin Lauer sets the pace with a 9 under 63 today. Max Gracerman is one back at 8 under, along with Justin Rose. Five-time major champion Brooks Koepka made his first start back on the PGA Tour since returning from LIV. He shot a 1 over 73 in his opening round. This update sponsored by Eco Plumbers. Get $500 in free plumbing services when you buy a new water heater. Visit geteco.com and book today. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Bring it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side, going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Thursday. I am Brandon Beam hanging out with our guy, A-Ward Sports, Austin Ward. We got Reimer behind the glass. Austin, happy Thursday to you, my friend. What's going on? Good to talk to you.
I still have no idea what day it actually is.
Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, which makes it an entire week without school for you guys.
I don't know what to do with
There's a lot of parents in Central Ohio, I feel like, who are that way
I'm not
currently
alone.
at this juncture.
Don't feel like Allie and I are alone in that regard, but it's just like, and the continued celebration is what gets me, because Liberty is clearly bored without her friends around. She's not really doing anything, because I think earlier in the week it was like, oh yay, I get to stay home, and like, what are we gonna do? Like, it's gonna be, are we gonna go somewhere?
Are you guys out playing in the snow?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, we both are working from home, and she's had it in her mind. It's like, well, if I'm off school, then you're off work. It's vacation for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to the movies? No. Are we going to the trampoline park? No. We're not going anywhere. That's why you're not at school for the first couple of days. Couldn't even get out of the neighborhood. And now it's like that realization has sunk in. She still doesn't want to go back to school, which I don't understand, because she likes school. She's good at school. She's very social, and she's not around any of her friends right now. She's just around us, and we're trying to work. Allie more than me. Thankfully, this week, knock on this desk right here, it's been a relatively quiet stretch.
Pretty slow.
Considering how nonstop chaotic the rest of the month of January was for Ohio State, this has been a quiet-ish stretch. So, that has helped. Like this afternoon, we just popped out to the grocery store, and I just wandered around in there with her for an hour and a half.
That's usually what I do when I'm by myself anyways.
This gets you something to do, but it's like, no, this is not spring break. We're not on vacation.
Yes, it is, Dad. What are you talking about?
Not at Disney. Like, that would be fun. That's not what this is.
Yes, it is.
No.
At least to her. I mean, put yourself in her shoes, though. Wouldn't it be the best time of your life? Get to hang out with mom and dad all day long and bother them while they're trying to get work done. Meredith actually went to school today, so they had school today. Now, the bad part for us is that William, over the last couple of days, has gotten the flu. So he was running a pretty high fever over the last couple of days. Now, the bad news was that, I guess good news for everybody else who's a parent who sends their child to the daycare that we go to. They've been open the last couple of days, but he's been feeling bad. We're like, no, not even going to risk it. We're going to keep him home. Meredith left for work today, 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever time it was. I get up today around 8:15. I'm like, all right, let's see how the lad's feeling. He had 3 days of pent-up energy in him, and he was feeling fine. But I'm like, I still can't send you to school because you've got a cough, and maybe tomorrow we can work on that. And then I was just left alone by myself today with a semi-sick little human being, but he didn't feel sick himself and was just running off the walls. It was mayhem. It was chaos. He peed on the couch today. I had no control over that. I asked him 100 times, again, because we were potty training in the fall. He's very good at that. Did a very, very nice job. Last couple of days, we kept him in his sleep undies. Was like, he's tired. If he falls asleep, has to go pee, whatever, he can do that. Today, I'm like, well, he's feeling fine. He'll use the potty himself. Getting ready to make lunch for the young lad. I said, what do you want? He said, noodles. I said, perfect. Great. Get you some mac and cheese rolling. I said, are you good? Do you need to use the potty? You haven't gone all morning long. I said, no, I'm good, Dad. I said, all right, flip on Cars 2. He's good. He's watching, having a good time. I'm checking on him periodically. Walk back in, look at the couch, huge wet spot. I said, what happened? He said, I peed. I said, why'd you do that? Toilet potty's right next to you. Get up and go. And he said, no. I said, are your pants wet? Yeah, a little. You want to get out of them? No. So, well,
no.
This is the problem.
Just marinating?
Yeah. So that it's been a wild day. Refused to take a nap today too. And so
He's been napping for the last 3 days.
I know he has.
Can't blame him.
I know he has. And Meredith got out of the house. She got to work. She got home at 4:00. She said, how was your day? I said, I got to leave.
I'm
I gotta
outta
go.
here.
Like, you're in charge now. Best of luck, because this has been crazy. It's been crazy town today.
I'm pretty thankful I'm not in either of your guys' two shoes yet.
Yeah, I think it's been
way soon.
Sounds like it's been a little bit more manageable in the Ward house than in the Beamer household.
And you know what? It's fine. I'm happy that he's feeling better, and everything was going fine. The energy of a almost 3-year-old was good. I was happy to see him feeling better. But really, when he peed on the couch, just laying there, it sent me over.
I was waiting for you to just walk back into the room, and he's just dropped trow, and he's going right there on the couch. Not a puddle already there.
No, he was just laying down under his blanket. I'm like, I got to throw everything in the washing machine.
It's
now.
probably better that he didn't catch him in the act.
Probably.
That reaction probably would have been different.
Yeah, we got a great show lined up for you here tonight. We'll attempt to answer Austin's question of the day, part 1, coming up in our next segment about scheduling for the Buckeyes. We'll go over Ohio State's schedule coming up at the bottom of the hour. They are traveling a lot of miles this season, so we'll get into that. We got a proposed rule change in college football, which I don't even understand this rule. I don't think a lot of people understand this rule. We'll get into that in the College Football Pulse. And the 7 o'clock hour, how confident does Ohio State feel in their offensive line for the upcoming season? We'll answer Austin's question of the day, part 2, and then we will do a Big Ten schedule breakdown as a whole coming up at 7:30, because I think we've been pretty locked in on Ohio State's schedule for the last couple of days. Started to expand and kind of look at what's going on inside of the Big Ten as far as scheduling goes. So got a great show. We're with you for 2 hours this evening. Austin, what's burning in your brain about the Buckeyes currently as we sit at 6:09 here on this Thursday, January 29th?
Yeah, I still just think about if the Raiders are going to do something crazy to ruin Ryan Day's best laid plans. That's
what do you mean?
Well, I think the only thing that's unsettled, and I use that term loosely because Matt Patricia has a contract. He has still been working. He's not just, with his feet up on the couch saying, I hope somebody sends me a new contract offer
Peeing while
soon.
watching Cars.
Just hanging out. And also, by the way, Cars 2. Yeesh.
I know. I don't even like it, but he likes Francesco Bernoulli, and he
that
likes
one's awesome. What are you talking about?
He loves it.
No, Reimer. No.
When they're racing in the over in the other countries, that one's awesome.
Yeah, the World Championship, the
Yeah.
all in all. I mean, we've seen it about 50 times in the last.
I think Cars 2 is the worst Pixar movie that they made.
Are you a big three guy with
It's
Jackson
way better
Storm?
than 3.
Oh, come on. What's happening here?
Put it on the poll. Put it on the Buckeye Show poll.
Okay.
Which Cars is your favorite? Cars 1, 2, or 3?
Okay, I will. OG.
And even if you're not a parent, which Cars is your favorite?
Reimer, I mean, I've got to know how many people are rolling with Cars 2 and Reimer. That is freaking me out, man. By the way, you go out to Disneyland and you go out to the Cars Land area. I know how much this would excite you. You can meet Lightning McQueen out there and a few of and Mater and everybody else. So that you're a character guy, so you can do that with the cars.
As we are Disney adults.
Yeah, that's right. All of us. Well, not Beamer, not yet. But
I'm
he'll
not.
get
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
He'll get there. What was I saying? Matt Patricia? Yeah, that's right. Hey, again, I've said this to you over and over and over. So I'm a broken record on that regard. I don't think Ohio State has done anything wrong. I don't think that they're trying to cut any corners or clip any coupons to keep him. Matt Patricia knows what offer is going to be out there for him from Ohio State, and he's not doing anything wrong by waiting to see if Tom Brady wants to make him a Godfather type offer to go out there. I think the Raiders, what they're expected to do is hire an offensive minded coach. Probably not that hard to figure out who that would be at this point if they're still waiting for the Super Bowl to be played, and then taking a swing on a veteran, successful defensive coordinator who Tom Brady knows very well. So
they also took that swing on a veteran, successful offensive coordinator last year, and it did not work out for him.
Yeah, it did not. And it would be, I don't know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, 18 years ago, 19 years ago, 20 years ago, 21 years ago, 22 years ago, 23 years ago, 24 years ago, 25 years ago, 26 years ago, 27 years ago, 28 years ago, 29 years ago, 30 years ago, 31 years ago, 32 years ago, 33 years ago, 34 years ago, 35 years ago, 36 years ago, 37 years ago, 38 years ago, 39 years ago, 40 years ago, 41 years ago, 42 years ago, 43 years ago, 44 years ago, 45 years ago hard to fathom if the same NFL organization did something so outside of the realm of normalcy and maybe even decency and directly impacting Ryan Day's life like that. That's some next level. If Tom Brady doubles down on
nefarious at best.
That's some devious Michigan man stuff right there. So I don't know that that's all that likely still, but that's the one that's out there because everything else is, the roster is set. The NFL draft decisions are done. The offensive coordinator has been hired. There's still
transfer portal done.
That part's closed, and there's still the matter of going through and hiring like the assistants to the position coach and filling out the rest of this army of staffers for Ohio State. But none of that stuff I think is going to really move the needle, and certainly doesn't compare to making sure that you have Matt Patricia as the head coach of the defense.
Well, this will be the last time we see Ohio State scheduling a major Power 4 team in the non-conference. We're going to attempt to answer that in Austin's question of the day. Coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Rare banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Paul Keels here, voice of the Ohio State Buckeyes. You have to check out the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Buckeye sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeye MVP membership upgrade for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's time for Super Bowl 60. And since we're the official radio home of the Super Bowl, we can say Super Bowl and not big game. So we're going to say Super Bowl a lot. Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl, Sunday, February 8th, here on The Fan.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking very cold conditions here for the next several days with highs in the teens and overnight lows below zero here as we go into your Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. But we are looking ahead to a nice little warm up here for next week with highs back in the upper 20s to near 30 here by Monday and Tuesday, and then tracking some snow showers here by the middle of next week. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
The best damn radio show in the land. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Austin Ward tonight. Want to let you know a little programming note for tomorrow. A very special Ryan Day show on these airwaves.
Oh, my.
From 6 to 7 o'clock tomorrow. And then after that, Joshua Perry and I are going to be in here from 7 to 8 tomorrow. Going to talk about maybe or maybe not some coaching hires that were made, some recruiting updates, and more. That's tomorrow evening, a special edition of the Ryan Day Show from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on The Fan.
He has not had a press conference since December 31st as the new year turned. And we all know what happened before that. So it wasn't the most encouraging press conference of Ryan Day's career. So it'd be nice to hear from him. It's been just a wild month.
Yes, it has. There's a lot to go over.
So there's going to be, he could talk for 3 hours, and I would still be on the edge of my seat.
And they're going to condense it into one.
I know, that's great. They probably didn't talk for 3 hours because he's still got other stuff to do. But I won't miss it. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm going to be listening to it. Joshua Perry's going to be listening to it. And then right after, we're going to react to everything. So we're going to be on from 7 to 8 tomorrow. And again, special edition of the Ryan Day Show coming up tomorrow from 6 to 7 o'clock. Right here on The Fan. Thanks, everybody, for watching the show on YouTube and listening to the podcast. You can always go back wherever you get your podcast from and listen. And you can always chat in. You can type in on the YouTube chat. There was some great discourse on the YouTube chat about which cars is the best. And let me tell you, Willie, big 2 guy. All right. And I wasn't expecting Reimer to be a big Cars 2 guy. It's the one where Mater is a secret agent, but he's not really a secret agent because he doesn't know that he's a secret agent.
That's the secret.
That is the secret.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, if you haven't seen it, it's fine, in the Cars pantheon. That's good. But OG Cars, Cars 2 or Cars 3, which one is your favorite? Craig said is Cars 2 when Lightning McQueen is a secret agent. No, it's Toe Mater, a.k.a. Larry the Cable Guy. He's the secret agent. Jake, shout out to Jake, a
legend.
Central Ohio 2-man Scramble League Marysville Marathon participant. So the OG Cars is the only right answer here.
I knew I liked that guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not okay. Cars, the original one, is a classic. I really like Cars 2. I'm not.
Tell me what elevates Cars 2. I don't want to judge you without hearing you out.
I think just maybe because I'm a big James Bond guy, kind of and I love secret agent stuff. I feel like that's really cool.
But they're basing a storyline around Mater, and I think he's the worst character in Pixar.
And a line,
that's a hot take.
Yeah,
that's a hot take.
Because a line in that movie, Lightning McQueen is saying, "You are the bomb, Mater."
Plus, you get Michael Caine in that movie. Michael Caine's terrific.
Mater wants all the wasabi, thinking it's pistachio ice cream.
It's a good scene.
No, wasabi.
Yeah. It's a pretty good scene. I do like that. Mater, you're leaking yourself. You're leaking oil. And then all hell breaks loose, basically, for them.
If you had given me a million guesses what we were going to talk about on the show tonight, the two of you quoting Cars 2 line for line was never going to enter my mind. What happened here?
Shout out Francesco Bernoulli.
He is a legend.
He is a legend. That open wheel. Whew, man, that's a good-looking car right there. All right, you can vote. Reimer, you put it up on our X account.
It is out on the Twitter.
At the Buckeye Show. Yep. You can go there on X and vote. Which one is your favorite? Cars movie, even if you're watching it by yourself, if you don't have children, that's fine too, because it's a fine franchise. Austin, let's attempt to answer your question of the day. You kind of alluded to it when we were talking to you last night. So we found out the schedule on Tuesday. We were doing the Buckeye Roundtable show, Reimer and I. So we kind of went over it piece by piece. You knew the non-conference schedule, but we didn't really have the dates and the times. Well, we still don't have the times. We do now have the dates of the travel schedule for the Buckeyes inside of the Big Ten. And your question of the day I thought was pretty interesting, about if this is going to be the last time or Ohio State is going to continue scheduling these large Power 4 opponents for a home-and-home series, given the circumstances of the changing kind of amplitude of the playoffs and what it takes to get into the playoffs, and if you are going to try to protect that or if you're going to go for it at the very beginning of the year. And I thought it was a fascinating question.
Yeah, I don't think that Ohio State should schedule this way, and it's not because, I don't like the major non-conference games or that, it's my personal belief that the Big Ten and Tony Petitti need to continue to expand the conference-only schedule in this era where you have 18 teams in the Big Ten. It's unbalanced still with home and away every year, and that's not getting better. The only way you can solve that is by adding at least one. I would personally be in favor of nothing but Big Ten games for the sake of getting as close to as possible, removing some of the headaches with tiebreakers, and you're never going to be able to have a round-robin schedule, obviously. You're not going to play 17 regular season games. So it's always going to be unbalanced in terms of difficulty and seeing teams that don't pop up on your schedule. As you said, yes, maybe someday Tony Petitti will get his way and you'll have a true round-robin, and they can actually play the season all the way through March, because we're only 2 days removed from what the national championship date is for next year, which is crazy. I'm not in favor of that. Anyway, I don't think
anybody's in favor of having a national championship that is that late in the calendar. It's crazy.
I don't know what prompted them to really do that, except I guess maybe the Las Vegas Convention Center and the tourism board ponied up, and they must have had something the week before. But anyway, the SEC is finally getting with the times, and I think that's part of it's not just Ohio State saying, we don't need this. The Big Ten is better. The strength and depth of the league means that you don't need to take that gamble to bolster your strength of schedule to impress the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, which, by the way, they don't really pay attention to that anyway. They continue to show that the number on the right-hand side of your win-loss record is really what draws their attention. So Texas found out last year. Now, yes, they had 2 other games that they let get away that hurt them. But if they had, I actually agree with Steve Sarkisian, if they had played Kent State or Ball State or Texas State or anybody other than Ohio State, they probably would have been in the college football playoff. So the risk versus reward conversation is definitely skewing more towards risk and very little reward. And Ohio State doesn't need that on the 2026 schedule. So I don't think it was ever likely financially, logistically, competitively that Ohio State was going to try and find a way out of the second leg of the home and home with Texas.
Will we try to make that game a noon game, just like Ohio State attempted to make it a night game? Will we attempt to throw the Buckeye weight around to force Texas into a noon game instead of what's going to be an obvious 7:30 ABC product on Saturday night, the second week of the season?
It would be pretty funny if ESPN decided to stick its tongue out at Fox by putting that game at noon. Like, here's your flagship brand, and you said that noon is the time that's good for them to play. Watch this. Check out these ratings. That would be pretty funny. I don't expect that in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But you look at this year and the way that schedule shapes up for Ohio State, you can understand why it would have crossed their mind, because there is no benefit really to play it. And Texas probably won't benefit either, to be fully honest.
They also lost to Florida last year.
That's the one that sticks out. Like when Steve Sarkisian wants to point the finger at the Ohio State loss, you could have just beat Florida, and then the whole thing would have been null and void. But anyway, as the SEC continues to expand its conference schedule, looking towards the future, Alabama and Georgia, I just don't see how that series for Ohio State is going to be played. I don't think it works to anybody's benefit. And I know that the outcry and the counter argument to this is, well, it's marquee non-conference games early in the season. That's part of the fabric of college football. I know. I'm not saying I don't like it or don't like these games being played. I'm saying that this is the new reality, that the marquee non-conference games that have stakes attached to them exist in the college football playoff. So I know that people say, well, what if the Big Ten and the SEC just came to an accord and had a, conference clash matchup like you see all the time with, as Reimer will chime in with the basketball leagues going head to head.
The Big Ten ACC Challenge was terrific. I think we all enjoyed that. But I think you, as a sports fan, you have to understand the difference between a college basketball schedule and then a college football schedule where only 12 teams get into a football playoff, 68 teams, probably more by the time that, we're talking about 2 or 3 years down the road to get into the NCAA tournament. There are losses abound in college basketball, right? Like we've seen teams bounce back from 5 losses in a row to be able to come back and win a national championship before. That's not the case. You don't even get into the dance in college football if you lose 2 or 3 games in a row.
Yeah, and so again, it's not that Ohio State doesn't have a willingness to play these games or schedule them. They have. But the reality of SEC teams and marquee programs, the benefit for them, and we know that like Alabama and Georgia aren't going to get rid of playing their FCS opponents. They got to have those before rivalry games in November. You got to protect those. Those are the most prized possession that they could possibly keep.
That's free money right there.
They're going to fight for that. So those games are going to continue, and ones that will be lopped off by the wayside are going to be games like Ohio State at Alabama, Ohio State at Georgia. And to be honest with you, like I'm fine. It needs to now. It shouldn't be replaced by nothing but MAC games or Wyoming coming to Ohio State. Be very cool. I mean, I think that would be a home and home that needs to be scheduled. Ross Bjork should get on that immediately.
There's a 0% chance it'll be a home and home, but I'm with you on that.
More than 0.
2.
Texas played there, buddy. All right. So
when was that?
That was about 15 years ago.
All right.
So they weren't scared. They bought up all the Wyoming season tickets because it was cheaper for them to go buy all of the Texas.
Who did that this year? Someone played in a weird spot this year and bought up all the season tickets.
I don't know.
I forget.
It was
West Virginia. Did West Virginia play somewhere weird? Oh, yeah. They played at OU and lost.
Yeah, they did.
That's right. They played in Athens and bought up a lot of the season tickets, and then OU kind of beat them up and down the field.
Anyway, Big Ten needs to play at least 10 conference games, and that would be taking the place of what we're probably going to be losing down the road with Alabama, Georgia, not Texas, because that game is going to be played.
Speaking of the Buckeyes schedule, Ohio State, they're going to travel the second most miles in program history this season. We'll get into that coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you still have a weird rash from jumping in Mirror Lake, we can be friends. This is the Buckeye Show.
We're here on the Buckeye Show, brought to you by our good friends over at CareSource and United Healthcare. Again, if you missed it, the last segment, special version of the Ryan Day Show coming up tomorrow evening from 6 to 7, and then Joshua Perry and I are going to be on regular Buckeye Show, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow evening to react to everything that Ryan Day has been saying. Got a text from my lovely wife, Meredith. She said Cars 3 is her vote.
Anything but Cars 2 is the right answer.
I don't know if I've seen Cars 1 in its entirety.
What?
Like front to back.
You're out here quoting Cars 2?
Dude, I'm telling you.
And you don't think you've seen Cars 2 he's watched?
He got a really cool, like, hand crank, like, racetrack for Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Like, and it's got Francesco Bernoulli and Lightning McQueen. This is the way that he says
Akeen?
it. Yeah, Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
And so it's like,
Ka-chow.
literally, yeah. Ka-chow. Don't say ka-chow. You crank it up, and like these cars kind of like are self-propelled, which is really cool. Dude,
You're not allowed to say ka-chow?
No, I'm not allowed to say a lot of things. I can't dance. I can't sing. I can't say ka-chow.
What?
I know, dude. I live under strict dictator rulership.
He probably said no to watching Cars 1.
Yeah.
Daddy's breaking the law.
Daddy is breaking the law. That was something else I got told the other day because I was speeding mildly on 270. But I was still within the 5 mile per hour boundary. Anyways, that's a different story for a different day. And for the first 2 weeks that he had this toy, he wouldn't even touch Francesco. Like, we got to a point where I'm like, man, you must have something against Italians. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you, but you do not like this guy. Meanwhile, like, he's carrying around a Jackson Storm, like, huge car with him. I'm like, Francesco's not as bad as Jackson is.
That's a villain right there.
Yeah, that is a villain for sure. And then in the last 10 days or so, he's learned to love him. And the only Cars movie he wants to watch is Cars 2.
There's nothing more than watching Mater absolutely cook special agents.
At that scene when they're in the casino, William goes, Mater's going crazy. Like, yeah, you're right. He is going crazy. So anyways, you can vote on our poll on X at the Buckeye Show. Which Cars is your favorite? Austin, let's break down this Ohio State football schedule, shall we? We were talking about just maybe the extent of Ohio State's non-conference schedule moving forward. Are you under the impression that 27 game, so not this coming season, but next to season, Ohio State, Alabama here at the Horseshoe, September 18th, will not be played?
I don't expect it to be played.
Okay.
It's not at a point where I could report it. It's not. I'm not like hinting that an announcement is imminent or anything like that. I don't see how either party involved here can make that happen or why they would want to. And I think they would love to get to the point where it's like very clear to everyone, because we haven't seen a ton of like the future looking conference schedules for the SEC.
No.
And maybe that's the last piece. Once it's like, well, here's what Alabama's facing. We can't do this. And Ohio State can say, well, here's our 2027 schedule. It doesn't make sense for us either. Let's just shake hands and walk away.
Well, they already had a handshake agreement with USF. They already dropped that game, scared of Brian Hartline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and a lot of other Toby Wilson and KJ Hill going down there as well.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Got a lot of Buckeye flavor down there. That, by the way, that is going to make South Florida like one of the most fascinating teams in the city of Columbus.
I'm watching. And I think a lot of Ohio State fans, if you have the time and they're not competing directly against an Ohio State game, or if you have multi-screens or the quad box, one of those TV screens is going to be on South Florida at all times to see what Brian Hartline does this season.
A lot of Bulls fans coming to Columbus or on the way already. But I just don't think that those games are going to be maintained. And I've said it before, don't think that they should be. And especially the other part of this, which I don't even like putting it in these terms, you know how much the television inventory part annoys me, but we were joking about
an extra data point.
Yeah, ESPN and ABC, and like maybe they should just thumb their nose at Tony Petitti and put that game at noon. I don't think that Texas would like that, and I know that it wouldn't really work out as well as ESPN because they've actually built a successful primetime model around that window. But I wonder if the other part of this would be Tony Petitti saying that he doesn't even want it for the competitive reasons that I've outlined. Having the balanced schedule of 5 home games and 5 road games for the Big Ten, the extra data point, the extra tiebreaker point. If he would say, I'm going to do this because I don't want Ohio State playing on ESPN or ABC, which every time that they're on the road, at Texas, at Alabama, or at Georgia, that's the most lucrative property that the Big Ten has is Ohio State football that they can put on their airwaves. If they'd say, well, maybe we would rather them play an extra game against Oregon or Maryland or Rutgers or anyone in the league and control that just to keep Ohio State away from ESPN or ABC. And maybe that sounds like tinfoil hat and too much conspiracy.
I don't think that it does.
But the way that Tony Petitti operates, it's always about dollars and cents.
He's a TV guy.
That's his thing.
He's a TV guy.
And that's I mentioned that in my story at Letterman Row when I was weighing, did Ohio State want to do this? No, not for this year, but for the future, why they would adjust. Like Tony Petitti having to watch Ohio State at Texas on ESPN or ABC or both, who knows?
Well, and they're going to give it a great lead up, too. I mean, 2 weeks before the start of the college football season, you will see massive promos on ESPN talking about week 2, college football, Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith at Texas.
Game day. Like, you can book
Obviously,
it. That's going to be there now, right now. You can plan that out. And that's going to sting him. It's going to sting his wallet. It's going to sting his heart. It's going to sting his brain. And maybe that will be the impetus for him to say, why are we doing this? Why are our teams leaving another conference opportunity on the table and more chances for Fox, NBC, CBS, BTN, FS1 to broadcast these games? And sometimes that's what it takes, is watching Ohio State go make somebody else money for the Big Ten to wake up.
If anybody knows, does anybody want to take a guess the longest traveled Ohio State football schedule of all time? You ever take a stab at this? Because Ohio State this season, the 2026 season, is the second most ever. Ohio State has road games at USC, Texas, Nebraska, Iowa, Indiana. All right? So the Texas trip is about 1,000 miles. The USC trip's about 2,000 miles, I think. You want to take a stab at the longest traveled Ohio State road schedule?
I have no clue.
1994 was the longest road schedule ever for Ohio State.
Did they have a kickoff classic game?
They did have a kickoff classic out in Anaheim where they played Fresno State. They also played Washington on the road. Then their other road games were Northwestern, Penn State, Michigan State, and Indiana. So right in the heart of the Midwest. But those 2 trips that you took at the very beginning of the season was the reason for that. But I mean, it's crazy that Ohio State's playing 5 games. 5 games on the road. You got 7 games at home. And it's still the second most traveled schedule that we will see in Ohio State program history.
Welcome to Tony Petitti's Big Ten.
Yeah.
This is the way it's going to be because Ohio State is going to be facing these trips out west like every year. Like that's part of the appeal of bringing in Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA is sending Ohio State out there. And again, that plays into demographics and broadcast partners and the inventory, but they're going to ride Ohio State for all they're worth, which is also why we have this conversation a lot about what are the Buckeyes getting in return? Are they getting what they want financially or in terms of schedule flexibility? Because we can look at it now, Beamer, and start to figure out, well, who is Fox going to take with those first 3 picks? What weeks are they going to take so that they can...
Indiana, Michigan, 100%.
Yeah, Michigan is always the first pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's ceremonial or not, it's always the first pick. They take that last week. I do think Ohio State, Indiana, with the last 2 national champions, that one's a lock.
Oregon?
But it gets a little dicier there.
Would they take Indiana, Michigan, that game?
Well, Fox may want Oklahoma at Michigan as well. There's 5 or 6 other games that are in the mix. It's helpful that the rest of the Big Ten, as it has gotten stronger and deeper, that there are more options for Fox to consider, that they don't have to just automatically take the 3 best Ohio State games this year the way that they have every other year. They've, with Ross Bjork, Ryan Day, everybody else throwing their weight around, they've been able, they got a night game in November that traditionally they wouldn't have done last year, getting UCLA in primetime. But what they want is a game like Oregon under the lights. And they might not have to fight for it. There might actually be Fox deciding to go a different way.
You're saying the Big Ten is doing so well that that's not going to be one of the first 3 picks?
It might not be because of Indiana, because of the interest in Kyle Whittingham.
Mm-hmm.
I think if the 3rd pick is Oklahoma, Michigan, that wouldn't surprise me that they want to protect that game or put that at noon. Not protect because it's going to be on one of their controlled airwaves no matter what. But it's not as easy right now, which is a benefit to Ohio State, to just say, well, that's definitely going to be at noon because it's such a big game.
Well, I think also, too, the interest in Matt Campbell and what Penn State is doing, right? A rejuvenation of that product is going to be interesting. So it's all in the air. I feel like, though, I don't think we're going out on a limb saying that this will probably be the least amount of big noon kickoffs that you've had in a season since, I don't even remember when. Maybe since COVID. I don't know.
But the other part of this, even if we're talking about Fox wanting every Ohio State game, how are they going to weigh this up?
Big noon at night.
If you have Tony Petitti is probably working on that branding already.
Well, they already did it this past year.
I know it's ridiculous.
Don't call it that.
It doesn't have to be called that. If because of what we're talking about and how it's going to sting the Big Ten and Tony Petitti to watch Ohio State at Texas, if you're not taking the other 2 non-conference games for big noon kickoff, which I don't know why you would, how long are they going to wait to put their cash cow on noon?
Not very long.
So could, in Fox's mind, say, well, we actually need Ohio State, Illinois, their first Big Ten game. Mm-hmm. We need that at noon, which is another one that opens up the potential ability for Oregon to be in primetime or at 3:30, anywhere other than noon. Because if they don't take that game, are they going all the way into October without putting Ohio State, the flagship brand, on their flagship?
The first one's going to be Ohio State, Indiana on October 17th.
You can't convince me that that's going to happen.
No.
And so at some point they're gonna have to weigh this up when they can grab it, and all they're thinking about is what they can do with Ohio State because they're not going to be able to take them in week 2.
Which player should we be looking at as we approach winter workouts? That's coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease with 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2/2.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town.properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I love the neighborhood where I grew up, but it was tough.
Ohio State National Championship quarterback and former CareSource kid, Cardale Jones.
Football helped me find my direction, but I also needed the right support system. Seeing that CareSource heart around town, I just knew they had my back. That's the kind of difference they still make in neighborhoods like mine. This is so much more than health insurance. CareSource, today and always. Trusted. Visit caresource.com.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 12th at the 2026 Ohio State 4-Miler, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down a tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. You can also get access to the home locker room and meet some of your favorite Buckeye student athletes. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostateformiler.com. Go Bucks!
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Ryan Day's favorite radio show. Probably. Maybe. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
At this time tomorrow, you'll actually be hearing from Ryan Day because we have a special edition of the Ryan Day Show coming up tomorrow from 6 to 7 tomorrow evening. And then after that, Joshua Perry and I will be on from 7 to 8 to recap everything that he said. We'll pick JP's brain about everything that's going on in college football, plus other things.
It really proves the point that the Buckeye Show is Ryan Day's favorite radio show.
That's
because
right.
He's decided that 1 hour belongs to him tomorrow.
Someone decided that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if Ryan Day
Well, I think he said
that.
I'd like to be part of the Buckeye Show.
I think he did too.
Said Beamer and Austin do a great job, and sometimes Murph, and occasionally Jay-Z.
Yeah.
But I'd like to...
More Jay-Z than Murph.
Like to help them out. I'm going to give them an hour of my time.
Yeah, it would be nice if Ryan were to fight for us that he would go from 7 to 8. That way JP and I could preview everything that he's going to say from 6 to 7 and get our weekend started a little bit earlier. But I'm not complaining.
All right. What was the order of priority there?
The order of priority is head coach of Ohio State football and then one idiot and one very informed national television former Buckeye national champion. That was the order of things that went on. And they said, hey, Brandon, sorry, your guys are going 7 to 8. We're putting Ryan Day in front of you tomorrow. I said, all right, coach, take me out. Take me out.
I'll show up when I need to be there.
That's right. That's right. So 6 to 7, Ryan Day show tomorrow, 7 to 8, Joshua Perry and I. We'll talk all things, recapping that show, and some good stuff. Austin, what are you most excited about winter workouts getting underway for the Buckeyes? And who should Ohio State fans be watching or reading about when we're finding out about what's going on over at winter workouts? -1, Anthony Schlegel.
Well, which side of the football would you like to begin on?
Let's start on defense. I feel like there's more questions maybe about defense this season than offense, although there is a new offensive coordinator. So,
but you have a new offensive coordinator, but a ton of returning talent.
Yes.
A lot of starters back on that side of the football. So it is a little bit of the inverse of a year ago. And it is 2 years in a row where you have to reload with a ton of starters departing. And that's tough.
The way of the world here.
It is. It's tough to absorb all of that, but it allows you to look, and you know what Kenyatta Jackson can do.
Mm-hmm.
I think these winter workouts are important for him to establish more leadership. He's a potential Block O candidate. Jermaine Matthews is back. Peyton Pierce. Those guys are going to, and Jalen McClain, they will set the tone of leadership in the weight room. But, how much more improvement do they need? They're not looking to find like a level they've not reached before. They're trying to get an extra couple % better. There are other guys who have
makes
to
a world of difference.
Absolutely. There are other guys who have to take a leap to be alongside them. That hasn't happened yet. And every level, that's true. So losing Caden McDonald is, I think, one of the most difficult replacement jobs that exist for Ohio State.
I don't even think, I'll take it one step further. I think it's one of the most difficult replacement jobs in college football.
I'm with you on that. And it's also, you lost a handful of guys who were expecting to take on that role. Jarquez Carter comes immediately to mind for me. So Will Smith is someone I didn't write about in this story, but it was rightfully pointed out to me by Berm that we need to pay more attention to him. And Edric Houston at defensive tackle is taking on that workload. I didn't talk about the transfer portal pickups. I don't know them yet. It would be speculative of me. Of course, all of them have to acclimate, and they're going to get to know Anthony Schlegel really well over these next 6 weeks.
I'm envisioning kind of the first month of being at Ohio State for Will Howard. Like, that's what I'm envisioning for all of these new guys. Because when Will Howard came in, Bob tells a great story, and maybe we'll have him on tomorrow to recap everything that Ryan Day said, or at some point next week. Like, when Will Howard came in, he's like, "Oh, man, I thought you were a tight end." And this is his word, not mine. I can't be calling anybody this because look at me.
Yeah.
But Bob was like, yeah, he was sloppy. And then, like, the first 6 weeks at Ohio State, like, he trimmed down and got to be, the Will Howard and kind of changed his body type. C.J. Donaldson, I also thought, did that last year. Austin.
Lost 25 pounds.
Yeah, so I think a lot of these guys, and again, I mean, some of them are coming from monster programs, including the multiple players who you're bringing in from Alabama and Florida State, Duke. Like, these are high-level players that you're bringing in, but it's different when you're talking about having to work with Anthony Schlegel every day at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and we talk a lot about the assistant strength coach now, more than we ever have. That's not to take anything away from the guy at the top, Mickey Marotti, just an absolute legend of strength coaches in the history of college football. Resume speaks for itself. But so I excluded them from this conversation just because we'll get to meet them. We'll talk about them throughout spring ball. We'll see what they, get an eyeball look at what they need to improve. As you mentioned, like, we didn't know that about Will Howard until after spring. And I remember he was still working on that. There were summer workouts in June where we'd be around the Woody and, Burnham and I would see Will Howard and Emeka Ibuka like pushing each other and doing extra sprints with nobody else around. Like, that was still part of, his acclimation period. That was 6 months into being in the Woody and as seriously as he took that. So we'll see what that's like for those portal guys. But I wanted to keep the focus on returning players, younger guys who are looking to tap into something a little bit more. So defensive end, that to me is Zion Grady. He played way more than I expected him to in year one. True freshman at defensive end, yeah, and really flashed. So what does that look like? You need someone to pair with Kenyatta Jackson and to replace Caden Curry, a double-digit sack guy. That is and a heart and soul, blood and guts guy for the Buckeyes. That's a huge deal. At the next level, there's TJ Offord's name keeps coming up a lot around Ohio State. I know that Riley Pettijohn, and that's not a knock on Riley Pettijohn or doubts about Riley Pettijohn, because everybody saw him, make those splashy plays when he got opportunities early in his true freshman season. And then TJ Offord at that time was lagging behind a little bit. I think he's caught up to speed and maybe has a chance to surpass, jump into that starting lineup. Who knows what that looks like.
Man, college football is hard.
It is incredibly hard.
Extremely hard, and especially when we're looking at it from an Ohio State perspective, where these guys come in, 4-star, 5-star, best that they've, best high school players by far in their area at their school. And then they come in here and you get a little bit of a dose of reality, and fans start to freak out a little bit like, oh boy, that guy's not panning out. Just wait. All right. Everybody relax. Everybody calm down. By the way, you got a 3-star All-American, a leading tackler for an NFL franchise who is leading the charge, and an Ohio State legend who is coaching that room. And if anything has been said over the last 2 years about the development and evolution of that room, that's one position not to freak out about.
No, and I wasn't trying to lead a freak out. I'm just saying TJ Offord, and I talked to him before the Cotton Bowl at Media Day. It's like, because sometimes you can run into that wall and you might not recover.
Mm-hmm.
You might look for an exit or whatever. And then he instead doubled down on the work ethic, and James Laurinaitis, of course, is going to get the most out of those guys that buy into what he's selling. I'm expecting a real rapid acceleration from TJ Alford.
Are we talking Arvell style?
There's
oh boy,
there's Arvellian
what day is it?
Potential.
What day is it? It's January 29th, 2026. I'm going to put it here on the prep sheet. TJ Alford, Arvellian.
I said it.
All right. We'll circle back.
I don't regret it
when we get to spring ball.
And I can't wait for spring ball, which, by the way, is going to be here so quickly.
It is. What do we got? A month?
We're inside 6 weeks.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be fun. Month and a half. Season's back already underway.
Thank goodness for a busy January.
Yeah, there's no slow season at all. We got a proposed rule change in college football, but it would actually be nice to understand the rule in the first place. We'll do that in the Pulse coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Columbus, are you hungry? Well, it's a good thing Uber Eats has the best deals at all your favorite local restaurants. Like this great deal at El Vaquero. From now until March 31st, you can get a buy one, get one free quesadilla deal, all on the Uber Eats app. That's good for me, but I need to figure out what everybody else is going to eat. So next time you're craving a great meal, don't overthink it. Just get on the Uber Eats app and save big with a great deal. Order now only on Uber Eats. Terms apply. See app for details.
Hey there, friends. High Bank isn't just award-winning whiskey. They also make the best vodka in America. With 3 Central Ohio locations serving scratch-made food and craft cocktails, High Bank is perfect for date night, game day, or drinks with friends. Learn more at highbankco.com. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Now's the time to buy or renew your 2026 dog licenses. Not only are dog licenses required by law, but fees support the Franklin County Dog Shelter and Adoption Center. Buy or renew your dog licenses today at franklincountyauditor.com.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Introducing Optimized IT, the managed services division of Modern Office Methods. With our cutting-edge managed IT services, we bring proven management strategies to the table to support your current IT team. That's not all. Our experienced team provides insight on how to maximize efficiency, helping you achieve your goals faster. Concerned about security? Our backup solutions help guarantee your data is protected around the clock, giving you peace of mind. Start at OptimizedIT.net for your free IT assessment. Stay ahead, stay secure, and stay optimized.
Life is more fun with a pal. So is pizza. So check out Donato's $5 Pizza Pals menu. Order any large pizza and add on your choice of a sub, salad, wings, a 10-inch pizza, and more for just $5 each. Order your favorite $5 Pizza Pals from Donatos.com today. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donatos. Gotta love more.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone, like the best-selling Camry. Now through February 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 26 Camry. Or lease a new Camry LE for just $289 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good evening. I'm Jacob Reimer. The 11th ranked Ohio State women's basketball team is back in action tonight, hosting Wisconsin. Tip-off from the Shot is at 8 o'clock. Coverage can be found over on the Fan 2 starting at 7:45. Some news for the men's team. Puff Johnson has received an extension on his temporary restraining order, allowing him to play for the Buckeyes for another 2 weeks. Johnson received the TRO on January 16th with immediate eligibility, with another hearing on January 30th. That hearing has been postponed until February 11th. Ohio State will be at Wisconsin on Saturday. Men's college basketball tonight in the top 25, and number 8 Iowa State hosts Colorado here at 7 o'clock. And Washington is at 9th-ranked Illinois. They get tipped off at 9 o'clock. And in golf at the Farmers Insurance Open, Justin Rose is your first-round leader after a 10-under 62 today. 5-time major champion Brooks Koepka made his first start back on the PGA Tour. Since returning from LIV, he shot a 1-over 73 in his opening round. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Our number 2 of the program for us here on the Buckeye Show.
That man is unflappable.
Reimer doing a terrific job on the update. I was asking him, and I wasn't even looking at him. He mentioned that Ohio State women's basketball is in action at 8 o'clock. 7:45 coverage begins on the Fan 2. It's 1460 on your AM dial if you want to listen to that. And I wasn't even looking. I was looking at you. We were talking about something. We were looking at Patrick Reed and Michael Block on social media. And I pressed the talk back button.
What a duo.
Yeah, it's great.
It got weird over here.
Yeah, it did. And so I'm pressing the talk back button while I'm looking at Austin. Like, who's producing the basketball game? And I see Nate in there right now. So that's my answer.
Yes,
What's
it
up,
is.
Nate? And so I'm pressing the talk back button, and I didn't even look at you and realize you were doing a live update. And I'm like, I don't think he can hear me. So the rest of the 20 seconds that you were finishing up that update, I had the talk back on saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So I thought it was going to your headset.
Should I play some sounds?
No. I said, this guy is unflappable. He's unfazable. You can't move him. You can't get him off of the spot.
I was dialed in.
Yeah, I know you were. It was a great update.
Thank you.
It was a great update. What do you got for us tonight, Reimer?
So there's some potential changes coming to college football, and that's with the targeting rule and wanting to make it less. I'm going to say this wrong. Now that I'm thinking of it. Punitive. Punitive. I knew it was punitive. Gosh dang it.
It's all right.
But
put a dollar in the jar.
He can be phased.
With grammar.
Yes. It's the only way.
Shout out to Circleville.
Now I'm rattled.
All right, continue.
But they're looking at potentially making some changes to, like, maybe making some levels with it, or maybe looking at it deeper with it. If it's a level 1, maybe just a few yards penalty. If it's more than a level 1, something like that, then you're looking at a possible ejection as well.
I think that college football fans need to come to an agreement, and referees need to come to an agreement, and whoever makes the rules of the game needs to come to an agreement on what targeting is and what targeting is not. Because you can sit down and watch 10 different football games over the course of 9 hours, 10 hours on a Saturday. And I know that's probably light for some of you. But you can see 3 targeting calls or reviews for targeting calls, and 2 of them can look the same but have totally different outcomes. You can get a player called for targeting with ejection. You can get a player called for targeting, not have an ejection, or you could just have it not be a penalty at all. And all 3 of those could look the exact same. I have gotten so confused now by this rule. Whenever a ref throws the flag, because anybody who's coming across the middle who gets hit hard, immediately that flag is going to be thrown, and they're going to go to the booth and look at it.
Right.
Everything in slow-mo looks worse than it is, and you have to realize that by the time that ball's thrown, caught, boom! Like, it's such a split-second decision for these defenders to make it. Now, I understand that you want to protect players, right? Like, you want to do that, and especially defenseless receivers. But I'm telling you, in the year of 2026, I watch a lot of college football. Austin, you watch a lot of college football. Reimer, you watch a lot of college basketball. I have no clue what targeting is and what targeting is not. No idea. When that thing goes up to the screen for review, it's like spinning the wheel on Price is Right. Who knows what the outcome's going to be?
Yeah, and in the press box every Saturday during the season, the person sitting next to me might see, oh, that's definitely targeting. I said, I don't know. That looked like a clean hit. Like, we don't agree.
Caleb Downs against, I forget who the opponent was this year, clearly launched himself into the receiver's head and neck area, the middle of the field.
And I think he thought he was for sure getting ejected.
Everybody did. Justin and I were sitting here watching it because it was in the second half, and I forget who Ohio State was playing the next week. It wasn't Michigan, but it was another big game. I'm like, boy, he's going to miss the second half. It was late in the season. It was. I think it was a November game. Again, I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Purdue. Did Ohio State even play Purdue? I don't know. Last football season.
Purdue.
Yeah, last season seems so far
I think
away.
It was in the horseshoe.
It was in the horseshoe. But we're looking at that like, boy, Caleb's going to be suspended for next week. And then they come out on the field like, no targeting. I said, wow. He literally launched himself off his feet, helmet up into the player's face mask, defenseless, wasn't even near the ball. It was late as well. I have no clue what this rule is.
And so the proposal here, and I am amazed at the semantics because they're trying so hard to not call them yellow cards and red cards. It's level 1, level 2, flagrant 1, flagrant 2. I support that. I've talked about that before. I think that there are different levels to this. A pure headhunting mission is different than an accidental targeting situation. But I also recognize fully the challenge that comes with that, which is giving referees yet another thing to decide. Mm-hmm. I completely agree with everything you said. It is not officiated on a consistent basis across college football targeting. And now we're going to expect them to not only determine if it is or isn't targeting, but
determine
if it
the level
is
severity.
A level 1 or level 2 or a yellow card or a red card offense. We're walking into dangerous territory if we're putting even more on the plate of these officials who are struggling to do it in the first place.
You know what I say? Just take it out of the game. Just take targeting out.
Just don't do it.
Just go back to the way that football was played in the early 2000s. You got jacked up. That was great. That was just a crazy segment. You ever go back on YouTube and just watch those old highlights of Tom Brady nearly getting decapitated in a game? Yeah. Sean Taylor in a Pro Bowl just leveling the punter.
Jack Tatum.
Who thought that he was going to have some room on a fake punt. Pro Bowl, Sean Taylor.
That's why it's flagged now.
It is why.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then NFL owners realizing, we're paying these quarterbacks 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars a year. We should probably protect our investments. That's why no one's allowed to touch the quarterback anymore.
Yeah, which is fair. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Says you. My guy can scramble. I'm fine.
Oh. By the way, doesn't matter if you touch Joe Burrow, he's getting hurt anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't matter if you hit Caleb in the head. The flag's not being called anyway.
It was the Penn State game.
Was the okay? Yeah, it was leading into at Purdue. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But yeah,
and you can't go into a game in Ross-Ade Stadium without Caleb.
No, you can't. You can go in without Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and come away with a victory, though. Reimer, what else you got?
It might be a different story if they were going into Mackey Arena.
That is true.
That would have been a very different experience.
Yeah, I know.
They've been up and down recently, though.
Hey, Keaton Wagler just went for 46 for Illinois against them.
Well, what else you got for us? We'll talk.
We'll
talk basketball. We'll talk basketball later on in the program. All right, we'll satiate your needs.
So we had a dispute go final with Miami winning the battle against Duke for Darian Mensah.
Yeah,
and he's transferring there to Miami now. And we saw this couple months ago with Damon Williams in Washington, and he ended up going back to Washington, and now this one's finally gone through where he signed a deal with Duke to come back, went to court with it and everything, and now he's still going out and going to Miami.
They had to reach a settlement. That's the difference, because Damon Williams looked at the terms in his contract, and once more, I hate that we have to put it in these terms, but there is no uniform contractual language across college football because they don't have collective bargaining. So Damon Williams, we know it was reported out from Jump Street. It was going to be $4 million that he had to repay to Washington, and whoever, LSU, was going to have to count against
Lane Kiffin.
their cap. Miami's in the same boat, but whatever it is, we don't know. At least I haven't seen it, Reimer, any reporting about what was actually in Darian Mensah's deal. But Miami's like, whatever, we need a quarterback and we'll pay it. And so I don't think that Mensah and Duke are just shaking hands and be like, well, it was great having you around.
That's the ACC champions you're talking about, poaching the quarterback away from.
We'll just rip up this contract for you so that you can go to a conference rival.
It's Duke. Come on, it's okay.
Reimer, they're the ACC champions. Under the new guidelines
on their name.
Under the new guidelines of the college football playoff, they would be an automatic qualifier into the CFP.
They're a basketball school.
What's going on with Chapel Bill? Not even in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, he says he likes his roster for this year.
Someone is going to get an extremely mad email written by Jordan Hudson to them about that entire situation.
We haven't talked about her in months. I thought that was the tradition on the Pulse. The Jordan Hudson update. Chapel Bill.
that was during the offseason. I did.
Oh, I bet there will be a lot this offseason.
Yeah, there was a great tweet, and I don't know who to attribute it to. You know, when you're scrolling and you see something and it kind of locks in your brain.
Jordan Hudson said it.
Yeah, no, this wasn't Jordan Hudson, but it was something about her. And someone tweeted, like, listen, Bill Belichick waited 28 years to find the love of his life. I think he can wait another year and get into the Hall of Fame. I said, wow, that is pretty good. That's a pretty good tweet. I'm not going to lie. And I think I was undermining the age gap there, too. I think it's a little bit larger.
I think it is larger
than that.
I think.
What do you got against Duke? Why are you so anti-Duke tonight, Reimer?
I think it's the color of blue he prefers. Yeah.
It's football. Why do you care? It doesn't matter about football. You've never once cared about Duke, North Carolina rivalry in football one time.
That's why I'm saying that this is okay, because it's Duke. We can let this slide.
Reigning ACC champs, though.
I'd love to know what the settlement terms are. I don't think we will ever get that, and we don't have to. I'm not suggesting that all of that stuff needs to be in the open, but someday it should be. If it's not currently, you don't have to volunteer the information is what I'm saying, but it would be great if we could actually understand the rules of engagement for college football in the future. Guardrails would be super cool.
Nick Saban, in his words, it's not going to happen.
Stop asking.
So quit asking. How confident does Ohio State feel in their offensive line for the upcoming season? We'll attempt to answer that in Austin's second question of the day. Next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
You can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order with your digital coupon. See site for details. Restrictions apply. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Hey, Ohio State fans! Next time that snack craving hits, Burger King has you covered with the O-Fry O bundle. You get a medium fry, 8-piece chicken fries, 8-piece mozzarella fries, and an 8-piece chicken nuggets, all for just $10. It's perfect snack fuel for one, wherever and whenever you're cheering on the scarlet and gray. At BK, have it your way. You rule! Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Tax extra.
This is Paul Keels for RV Wholesalers. Peace of mind. That's what you get when purchasing your next RV from RV Wholesalers. With every new RV purchase, Ohio residents receive the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. If your RV is in the shop, RV Wholesalers will give you a free loaner. Also with a Buckeye Service Guarantee, you'll receive free delivery in the state of Ohio and 3-day RV exchange. That's the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. Only at RV Wholesalers in Lakeview, Mansfield, Delaware, and RVW.com. RV Wholesalers, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Hosting a passionate crew of Buckeye fans? Revamp your rec room for an epic watch party with power reclining sofas, massaging recliners, entertainment centers, and coffee tables from Bob's. They even have sofas with drop-down tables for snacks and bevs. Shop in-store or online to score big on an incredible game day setup at Bob's everyday low prices. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the Fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app. TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination.
From the first whistle to the final play, being a Buckeye fan calls for commitment and support. Nature Made vitamins are your winning play. from the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Nature Made is made to care for fans on game day and every day, so you can go all in on big wins, tough losses, and still show up for your team every time. Nature Made, proud vitamin and supplement sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Around here, it's all-wheel drive all year round, and Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone. Now through February 2nd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid, or lease a new gas-powered RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing, with approved credit through TFS. Text, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details, or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We are tracking very cold conditions here for the next several days with highs in the teens and overnight lows below zero here as we go into your Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. But we are looking ahead to a nice little warm up here for next week with highs back in the upper 20s to near 30 here by Monday and Tuesday, and then tracking some snow showers here by the middle of next week. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
It's time for your daily dose of vitamin B. B stands for Buckeyes, just in case that wasn't clear. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Austin Ward this evening. Thanks again for everybody for watching the show on the YouTube. You can like and subscribe. Commenters going crazy this evening about which Cars movie was their favorite. Also talking about targeting, non-targeting, all kinds of good stuff in there. It's got everything you could possibly want.
Allie and Lib are targeting right now.
Are they?
That's when you go to Target and you spend a bunch of money you're not supposed to.
Yeah, you just walk around.
Yeah.
So you'd never go to a grocery store hungry, because then you spend way too much money on things that you're never going to eat.
Are there other people in there backing Reimer on Cars too? Because I just don't know if I can live with that.
I don't. Let's see. Let's go to the YouTube chat, shall we? This was a while ago. Mark, Cars 2 is the best Cars. It's like a Bond movie. Dan, right before that, Cars 2 sucked. So
there we go.
I think it says, Reimer, can you pull up
How many burners do you have, Reimer?
Can you pull up the poll on our X account / Twitter account at the Buckeye Show? What's the dichotomy? What's the breakdown on the Cars right now?
So we got 17 votes so far, and the original Cars is winning by a landslide.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, as it should be.
Respect.
88.2%.
Dad, don't say ka-chow. You cannot say ka-chow.
I'd love to know the reasoning why you're not allowed to say
I'm
ka-chow.
not allowed to do anything, man. I told you, I live under strict dictator rulership. I cannot do anything.
But have you asked for an explanation? Like, why can't I say ka-chow?
Dude, 2.5, 3-year-olds, it's just in their mind. You just can't. No, I haven't gotten a reasonable explanation. I don't get a reasonable explanation for anything. Would you like to reasonably explain to me why he peed on the couch this afternoon?
I just am wondering if he's like, well, only I can say ka-chow. Like,
But
does
he
he say?
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No
even
one
say,
says ka-chow?
No one says ka-chow. No one is allowed to say ka-chow other than lightning a queen on the TV.
Not even Meredith?
No, she can't say it. Can't dance. We can't sing. I've told you that. We can't. He always says, I'm a silly guy. And then I say, you're a silly guy. He goes, no, Dad, I'm the silly guy. And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, you're the silly guy. And then he gets mad at me for saying, you're the silly guy, not I'm a silly guy. Hot and cold, man, up and down.
Someone should be allowed to say ka-chow is my point. And I guess maybe that's why he likes Cars 2 so much.
Yeah.
Because you got more Mater in there.
Yeah.
You don't have Chick Hicks going, chica.
Yeah, you don't have that. You don't have the Hudson Hornet in Cars 2. Hudson Hornet, OG.
R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah, he's the
fact.
best. He is the best. All right, you can vote on that on our Twitter account. Again, keep chiming in. Chimney Checkwas Burner said Cars 2 is 3rd out of 3 to me. Yeah. I think if you polled most adults or children, most normal, sane people would say Cars 2 is 3 out of 3.
All non-Reimer people?
Yeah.
That's why I'm finding out. If people are in the chat saying Cars 2, then I'm linking it immediately.
I think
Reimer's burner.
I think Cars 3 is on the level of Toy Story 4 for me. Like, it was not necessary.
Well, boy, buckle up because Toy Story 5 is on the way.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
That's going to be the first movie that I think Willie goes to see in theaters, Toy Story 5.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Wait,
We're gonna
that's,
go to
that's an actual thing?
Yeah, and they're fighting AI.
yeah.
They're fighting the tablet. They're fighting like giant tech corporations
Okay.
for the attention span of their children. I'm actually fascinated to see it.
That's very interesting.
as we've established on the Buckeye Show, we are all deathly afraid of the rise of AI.
Can I tell you something without you guys making fun of me? Toy Story 4, the one, and spoiler alert, if you're listening, maybe mute it for 5 seconds. If you haven't seen Toy Story 4, Woody and Buzz break up.
Yeah.
First time, cried. I'm like, man, this is from my childhood, and you're taking these best friends away. And then apparently they're just going to be back in Toy Story 5 like nothing happened.
Nothing happened. They're back. Don't worry.
First time I saw it, I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen.
We were at the drive-ins. I was at the drive-ins with Rebecca, and I was like, I don't want to stay for the second movie. I want to go home. I don't want to watch the second one.
This is a disaster.
Ruined my night.
They kind of
is a problem. He's trash.
He is trash.
You're not trash, Forky.
I'm trash.
I wanted him to burn in a fire.
Well, in the end of Toy Story 3, they do nearly burn in a fire. They just retconned that to get to Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 3, great movie.
I took
great.
Liberty loves this story because she was watching. I think they were watching Toy Story 3 yesterday, and Allie always cries when they're about to be incinerated. Yeah,
okay.
Which I get it. That's the whole point of Pixar movies. They're trying to tug at your heartstrings. And I told Liberty, so I took your mother to this movie when we were dating, whenever it came out, 2009, 2010. And she cried in the theater next to me. And I'm just like looking at her like, what is going on over here? You're crying at this cartoon?
Yeah.
Because like, I get it, but is it really that emotional? We know that they're not going to die. They're toys. And
it's true.
Even if they did,
tug on your heartstrings, though, man.
I know.
That's why they're great movies.
Pixar knows how to do that. But so Liberty loves that. So she told me this morning, she's like, yeah, we were watching Toy Story 3 yesterday and Mama cried again. It's like, you're still crying over it?
After watching it,
you already know what's going to happen. Come on. Get with the program.
I think my favorite part of that movie is when they show back up to the house and then you have like the tram. Not the tram, but the transportation truck from the airport that's just crashed in the middle of the street. Like, did everybody wonder how that got there? The toys magically got back?
No, that was the end of 2, right?
Was it 2?
Yeah, because they had to get back from the airport.
Oh, you're right. That's with Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we don't talk about
Stinky Pete.
Yeah, nobody talks about Pete. Austin, let's attempt to answer your second question of the day before we get even more.
The Pixar show?
We can. I don't know if people would like that.
They probably won't.
But
they turned us off.
Yeah, they did. It's fine. I told them to mute it, and they just never came back. Let's talk about your second question of the day. Talking about confidence in Tyler Bowen with how they're addressing Ohio State's offensive line.
Yeah, they have it. And it's easy to look at the last 2 games and say that's not good enough. The offensive line, they needed to make big swings. They could have changed their coaching staff. They could have attacked the transfer portal. They could have done all these other things because they did not pass protect well enough. I think they actually were better as run blockers than they got credit for, specifically against Miami. And I think that there are other factors involved about whether they were not coached to the highest level by Tyler Bowen, or they needed to find someone in the transfer portal, or they should have spent $4 million on Jordan Seaton. The previous 12 games did still happen. And I know that Indiana and Miami represented the biggest challenges, and Ohio State didn't meet them to their full potential in those games. But the body of work collectively was not something that you just scrapped and dismissed. And even the week before the loss to Indiana we were all leaving the big house saying, holy moly, that's the best game we've seen an Ohio State offensive line play in years, including from Tegra Shabola. So Tyler Bowen was part of that. Austin Sareveld and Carson Hinsman and Luke Montgomery were all part of that. Philip Daniels, all part of that. If you have another year, and this is not, it'll sound like it's excuse making, and I don't know if it is or isn't. I mean, Tyler Bowen hadn't been coaching offensive line in a long time. And Ryan Day put him in charge of that position. We can look at a lot of other factors that were at play for why the game plan, Julian Sayin maybe not being fully ready to help bail them out for the 5 or 6 opportunities that you're not going to win every single rep in pass blocking. That's impossible, let alone against good opponents. So
can you make a play when you need to make a play?
Can you get it done? And that's going to require the coaching staff. It's going to require the quarterback. And obviously the offensive line. I think the part of this that's Tyler Bowen related, he has a year. The recruiting success has also ticked up dramatically, and that's part of the reason that Justin Fry, before that, was often scrutinized. I thought his ability to develop was off the charts and come up with plan B and plan C and plan D when injuries were ravaging that Ohio State offensive line in the playoffs in 2024.
That was pretty apparent.
That was, I think, the piece de resistance for Justin Frye. Probably deserved more credit. And so
he said, peace, I'm out of here.
Yeah, and now he's out. And I think he was missed. That doesn't mean that Tyler Boland didn't do a good job. I think he did. And he's doing that with the way that he's attacking this roster currently. But all of them, I think, can look at those last two games and see, let's find 10% improvement, 15% improvement. And having veterans is critical to that. And I think Arthur Smith's influence is also going to be part of this solution moving forward because the run game is his area of expertise. So I'm optimistic about it, and I know that Ohio State is too because they didn't make any of these moves that they hypothetically or theoretically could have.
Yeah, for sure. And they also had some news to go over. Vashawn Washington, is that how you pronounce his name? Coming over from Dartmouth. He played like 700 and some like pass snaps, like pass reps, and allowed 1 sack in his time at Dartmouth. So I don't know if we're going to be necessarily talking about him pushing as a starter on this offensive line, but you're talking about building depth. You're talking about bringing in experience, not only on the offensive line, but across the roster. This is an addition that I think Ohio State fans, it's not going to get the glitzy headlines. It's not going to get the glam, but that's a kid coming over from Dartmouth who has a lot of college football experience, and anything's going to help. Yeah. Also, to be fair, at this point last year, we weren't even talking about Phillip Daniels at the level that we were talking about him at the end of this past season.
We were talking about the pickup of Ethan Onyanwa, which is a reminder of why you don't want to be building your offensive line. And that sounds harsh and overly critical of Ethan Onyanwa, who didn't do anything wrong at Ohio State. He was always one of the last guys off the field. I enjoyed, talking to him the few times that we got to. He was a hard worker. It didn't connect for him making that jump up from Rice to Ohio State. That's fine. I don't blame him for that. I don't blame Ohio State for the evaluation getting it wrong because the NFL talent evaluators had him as a potential second-round pick at this time a year ago. But all that is to say, nothing is guaranteed if you have to go outside the program, and building up front with the trenches is the most important thing you can do as a national title contender. So the key part of this offseason was retaining Austin Sareveld, retaining Carson Hinsman, keeping them out of the NFL draft, keeping Luke Montgomery around for another year, extra growth for Phillip Daniels. When you're talking about this pickup from Dartmouth, it is not a starter because Ohio State doesn't need a starter.
Right.
They're going to figure out the best configuration with Josh Padilla or Ian Moore going into the mix, whether that's Austin Sareveld staying at tackle, Phillip Daniels moving to guard. Ian Moore, I think, needs probably, if his trajectory stays the same, needs one of those tackle jobs, but Josh Padilla needs to play more at some point or can play more. So they didn't need to go out and splash the pot in the transfer portal, and even if you do, that's rolling the dice.
Austin and I are going to predict the record of every single Big Ten team for next season. No, we're not, but we're going to take a look at the Big Ten schedule as a whole coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
I'm not going to, so quit asking. Get ECO.
Aaron, when we say same-day furnace installation, what does that mean exactly?
It means if you call us in the dead of winter because your furnace has died, we will install a new furnace the same day.
Get ECO.
So by same day, you mean like the next day, but within 24 hours?
No, Jerry, the same day you call.
How can we do that? Do we really have furnace techs just sitting here waiting for emergency calls?
Yes.
And we have a whole warehouse full of different furnaces, so we'll have one ready to go no matter what you need?
Yes.
And we have extra trucks in the fleet, just parked and ready to be loaded at a moment's notice?
Yes.
How do we do that?
Jerry, how could we not do that? If your heat goes out in the middle of winter, that's an emergency. So we'll be there the day you call.
Get ECO.
We should install a pole the guys can slide down, like firefighters.
No, Jerry, and please don't suggest that in front of the team.
Get ECO.
GetEco.com.
Buckeye fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Ohio State sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only radio show that bleeds scarlet and gray. This is the Buckeye Show.
Hang on, my guy Austin Ward. We'll let you know that we're here on the Buckeye Show, sponsored by CareSource and United Healthcare. Before we break down the Big Ten season, thank everybody again for watching on the YouTube machine. Like and subscribe. Watch all of our shows live and local. And while you're there, like and subscribe to the Austin and Berm Show. Austin, what's coming up on tomorrow's show?
Sounds like a good show. Well, tomorrow, let me check the calendar. It's a Freaky Friday. So in the off season, that is heavily reliant on mailbag questions from our loyal audience. We appreciate everyone who sent in questions every single week to the Austin and Berm Show at gmail.com if you're listening right now. And if you haven't watched or if you haven't emailed in a question before, we'd love to hear from you and what's on your mind about the Buckeyes. So we've got a wide range of topics that are coming. There's still more offensive line conversation there. We'll dive back into some of that. Question about, Ryan Day and the dog mentality of these Buckeyes, who are some guys that could be key leaders that we're not, that aren't getting talked about enough right now. And then my favorite new thing that has happened, Beamer, is there are a handful of listeners and people writing in who like to mock Berm's pretend hatred of wrestling, professional wrestling. And so they send in bonus mailbag questions every week for me to talk about.
Is he he's a hater of it?
He claims to hate it, and he acts annoyed on the show.
So there's a difference when we're talking about you guys being Disney adults. I'm not claiming to hate it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just not there myself. I think whatever makes anybody happy, you want to watch pro wrestling, you want to go to Disney as an adult, you want to say Cars 2 is your favorite of the franchise, whatever makes you happy.
I thought you were talking about me with the first two, but then you veered off to Cars 2, so.
Whatever makes you happy, But why does he hate it so much?
He doesn't hate it. He just gets annoyed that now people are latching on. It's like during the season, when he is living in the Ward house, in the guest room, like Monday nights, he doesn't leave the living room when Liberty and I are watching Raw.
He could.
He knows everyone in it. He knows their catchphrases. So the question came in. Ka-chow. You're allowed to say it.
Rey Mysterio says ka-chow.
That's he's 619.
Yeah. I knew that. 5-star frog splash. Rob Van Dam.
He actually, enough to be dangerous. Berm sees more of wrestling than anyone who's not, he's not a real fan, obviously. He's not, Liberty caliber interest in WWE.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for people to watch as much as she and I do. But we get a question about that today. They're like, who's going to win the Royal Rumble, which is Saturday? We're on the road to WrestleMania
Seth Rollins.
Well, that would be a huge surprise. He's coming back from injury. But it's possible. I'm not telling you you're wrong. But he's been out for 4 months, and you're just saying that because he's a huge Bears fan.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, well, anyway.
About D-Generation X.
Well, Triple H is in charge of the show.
All
so
right.
he's
Shawn Michaels?
He's in charge of NXT. So you see, you're very dangerous. These guys are still
Big
important.
Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
His nephew, Braun Breaker, is my pick to win the Royal Rumble on Saturday. So you're up to date. But I'm
just a generation off is what I am.
D-generation off.
Well played, sir.
Got to that point, and I said, well, one of the guys I'd like to see win the Rumble, I don't think will, would be L.A. Knight coming back. And I said L.A. Knight, and he goes, yeah. He's firing off the catchphrase. So every time he acts annoyed, he then immediately does something to undermine it so people can tell they can throw it back in his face. Like, well, you're watching, you're paying attention. You picked Rhea Ripley to win the Women's Rumble. You actually like it, Berm. So I'm doing my part. Anyway, It's a mailbag. That was a long walk for a short drink of water, as television's Adam King would say.
Yeah, for sure it was. But again, thanks everybody for watching and listening and everybody consuming this content. And by the way, it's the off season. We can have a little more fun than we do during the season, right?
You don't have fun when I'm on?
I do have fun, but we talk a lot of ball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but now when we're in the off season, it gives us a little different avenues and areas.
Cars and Toy Story.
It gives us areas to talk about things that are going on in life and what we enjoy. And obviously, Berm is a big hater of wrestling.
What's his take on college basketball?
He loves college basketball.
Okay.
He actually prefers college basketball.
It's my guy.
That's not really out there. Sometimes he'll acknowledge that. We can't talk about it on the Austin and Berm show. We could, but as you know, Reimer, like that content for the Ohio State market specifically doesn't move the needle as much.
Yeah.
So we talk about football 365 days a year, but I think he is more passionate and feels more emotions about Ohio State basketball at this point in his life than he does football, which puts him in rare company.
Boy, if it's anything like his passion and undying love and support for the Cincinnati Bengals, that's a scary place to be living in.
Yikes.
The night before the Michigan game.
Like just a couple of weeks ago? Or are you talking about
the football game when I was at his house? That was the rare, I'm staying in his house.
The Uno reverse card.
Yeah, it was the reverse card.
The Pitt game? Pitt. Black Friday.
Who were they playing?
Pitt.
Was it Pitt?
Yeah, Black Friday. Buzzer beater.
Watching.
You called it too.
I know I did.
That game with Berm and his brothers, was scary. This is a November non-conference basketball game. You people need to chill out. Relax.
Just means more.
They love it. And he drove down. He wasn't even covering the game 2 weeks ago when I went and covered the UCLA game.
Yeah.
He drove down in that cold weather to watch it on his own dime.
This is their best performance of the season, too. So it was money well spent.
Maybe Berm should go to more.
I think he should. I think he's a good luck charm. Maybe he should go up to the Kohl Center coming up on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Let's get him out there. Not on a plane, though. He can make that drive. Austin, I was looking over the Big Ten schedule as a whole. Listen, I don't want to do this again. All right.
Yeah, you do.
We all had the off season. We all had teams this off season that we were really hyping up. All right. Illinois was our tandem team. We tandem jumped together on Illinois. South Carolina was my SEC team. Didn't pan out so well.
I was not with you on that journey.
That is correct. You are true.
We're running that back.
I might. Well, I haven't looked at their schedule. I'm not to the SEC schedules
It's
yet.
been out since December.
I know it has. It's been 6 weeks. I just haven't gotten there. Right? There's a lot of things going on. All right. I had a kid pee on my couch today. Okay. There's other things to tackle other than looking up South Carolina's schedule.
At least it was your kid.
I might be in on Illinois again.
Oh, he's back, baby.
I might be in on Illinois. UAB to open up the season. Home against Duke, which was a slaughter fest against the ACC champions last year.
That's right.
Illinois just went down there to Durham and just punched Duke right in the throat.
Big Ten planting a flag.
Southern Illinois, third week of the season. Now, first game out of the gates for them in the Big Ten is a tough one to navigate. It's at Ohio Stadium. Home against Purdue, at Michigan State. Pat Fitzgerald, I'm expecting big things out of him, not necessarily in year number one. They get the bye. They have a home game against Oregon, and then they're at Maryland, home against Nebraska, at UCLA, home against Iowa, at Northwestern. I might be back in on Illinois this year. I might just be back in on the Fighting Illini.
Do you think I can get Brett to stick around for beers after the game?
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to try and do that in Champaign last year. But
well, the good news for you is that you're not going to have to go out to Vegas and have beers with Brett Bielema. You're going to get to go to Chicago and have beers with Brett Bielema now this year. Big Ten Media Day is your favorite. Just announced today or yesterday that they're coming back to the Midwest, and that's going to be in Chicago and not in Vegas. It's better. You know it's better.
It's an improvement over Vegas.
It's not Indy, though.
We're going backwards. Like, this is where it always used to be in Chicago, and that made sense. It was Big Ten headquarters. I'm trying so hard. We've been on such a good run of non-press box snobbery. But a Hilton hotel in Chicago is where we're taking Big Ten Media Days. Tony Petitti, you know.
It could be in Gary, the future home of the Chicago Bears, so you're lucky that it's not there.
You know that none of the media that are covering your league are going to stay at this Hilton because we all collect Marriott points like Cub Scout badges. Like, that's the most important thing in the world to us, okay? A Hilton, you want to bring it back to Chicago, fine. but do it at league headquarters. I don't know. Let us see what the offices are like.
Let us go to Fogo de Chao. Right,
hang out at the Fogo de Chao. There's actually a really good brewery in there too. So that'd be cool with me. And then we could stay at the Marriott's down the street out by O'Hare. That's all great. What was wrong with putting it at Lucas Oil Stadium, spreading it out?
It's the coconut turf. They don't want the coconut husks to get hurt.
They did ruin a bunch of pair of shoes, so I can understand why there'd be some trepidation. But is
this the one like right downtown Chicago?
Yeah, I'm so annoyed by it. Hopefully they at least put it on Ohio State. They continue their tradition of, well, we need the most amount of media there for Tony Petitti and the commissioner's address. So maybe Ohio State will just go on Tuesday. We can get in and out of Chicago and be done with it. Because there's another factor, this date that they picked in Chicago. You may be familiar with this festival called Lollapalooza.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no.
So being in downtown Chicago.
What are the dates?
It's the last week of July. So whatever that is. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's slated.
No.
So Lolla is kicking off.
You can probably hear the music from the hotel. It's right there, isn't it? It's like right by is it Millennium Park that it's in?
I just searched who's performing at Lollapalooza, and the number one headliner is Sabrina Carpenter.
All right, well, hold on. Let's put a pin in that because I want to go over the Lollapalooza.
I'm just throwing out how busy it's going to be.
I want to go over that compared to what Austin think is going to be the schedule for Big Ten Media Days. We'll do that next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Your mornings are jam-packed. So if you're going to add anything, make it your favorite bite from Tim Hortons. Buy any size beverage and add a daily baked donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. It's the best way to add more to your morning. The 1-2-3 menu, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply at timhortons.com/offer-terms.
Are you tired of running out of space? Check out Menard's self-storage facility. Menard Self-Storage offers the most convenient and secure self-storage in the area. Options include features like 24/7 access, video surveillance, and on-site management. Menard's has warehouse units at the best prices in the area, and your first month is free. They're going quickly, so reserve yours now at menardselfstorage.com. Unit and offer details may vary by facility.
Save big money at Menards. Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
Save time, reduce costs, and eliminate printer frustrations with Modern Office Methods, your award-winning managed print services provider. We know how to help your business reduce the cost of office printing by identifying necessary print and paper waste. We can improve your printer fleet and decrease the amount of printer frustration. Why wait? Start saving time and money today. Start with our comprehensive print fleet assessment by going to momnet.com and click on Free Assessment.
Come on over to Heartland and
Join our family.
Now, getting ahead in this world is not as complicated as it might seem. Having the early guidance and counsel of your community banker, one who knows you and your family's story, can make a great deal of difference. Relationships matter. Bank on community banking. I'm Scott McComb, coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Buckeye Nation, join us on April 12th at the 2026 Ohio State 4-Miler, presented by Union Home Mortgage, the Ohio Beef Council, and Raising Cane's. This is your chance to run down a tunnel and finish on the 50-yard line at Ohio Stadium. You can also get access to the home locker room and meet some of your favorite Buckeye student athletes. A portion of the proceeds benefit the Buckeye Cruise for Cancer. This is something you won't want to miss. Register today at ohiostateformiler.com. Go Bucks!
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by the Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at the Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Some really disappointing news for everybody. Lollapalooza lineup not out yet. Reimer just lied to everybody.
Yeah, sorry about
Sabrina
that.
Carpenter, headliner last year for Lollapalooza in Chicago. Also the headliner of Lollapalooza South America in Brazil. If you were looking forward to going to see Sabrina Carpenter this year at Lollapalooza, maybe making your way to see Austin and Berm, having some beers at Big Ten Media Days at the same place. Wrong. Last year,
we don't know. It could still happen.
You're right. That is still a possibility. The lineup last year was released on March 18th. So we still got a
Going
few
up
weeks.
against March Madness. What are
We
you
still
doing?
got a few weeks. Yeah, but the concert's not during March Madness. It's just a lineup release.
It's going. The concert's going head to head with Big Ten Media Days.
Yeah. And you know what's going to win? The concert. The concert is going to win. If there was one act, alive or dead, that you could see that you would skip out on Ryan Day's media availability at Big Ten Media Days to jaunt over to Lollapalooza, that you said, Coach, I'm in town, but I've gotta go see this band or performer, singer, whoever, songwriter.
Alive or dead?
Alive or dead. I mean, I don't even know if there would be one alive that you could name. For you.
Yeah, I mean, if John Lennon came back to life and the Beatles were playing Lollapalooza, I'd be like, you know what? I'm sorry, Ryan.
At 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. That's when they'd give the Beatles the set.
Yeah, you guys are on stage B for Beatles. I was going to speculate even more and be like, well, I'm going to miss Ryan Day and Kenyatta Jackson and Jeremiah Smith. And I guess Julian Sane will get to go.
Cut his hair, Julian Sane did.
Since they actually have a starting quarterback.
Did not see that.
Buzz cut, Julian.
Put that down. That's my prediction. Those three players will represent Ohio State.
Kenyatta, Jeremiah, Julian?
That's my prediction.
All right, I've got that as a prediction, and I also have TJ Alford Arvelian from tonight's show.
Yeah.
Also that I'm back in on Illinois. There's a lot of projections.
A lot of hot takes.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss a Thursday night on the Buckeye Show, I tell you that. I mean, even if... So this isn't an alive or dead situation, and I have seen them multiple times. But the Lonely Island have ever played like 12 total shows. So I'm
on a boat.
I don't see how I would be able to miss that if I was already in Chicago. I'd be there because
cool beans, man.
Allie and I are at like a third of every show that they've ever performed. We've been there. So I can't let that percentage drop.
No, you can't. Reimer, do you have one? Not that you would be just Sabrina Carpenter's your answer.
That's why he was so excited. He's like, I'm going to go cut up some audio in Chicago and get some espresso.
I'm not a big, really heavy concert guy. Like, I've only been to, I think I've been to one thing, and it was at Breakaway here at the old Crew Stadium.
What was it? Oh, Breakaway. Okay.
Breakaway.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got it now.
Just send me to a DePaul practice or something at that time of year.
That's crazy.
What?
You're skipping out on Big Ten Media Days to go see a Chris Holtman practice?
If
Did they beat Georgetown last night? I was watching a little bit of that game. Did they lose?
I don't know.
Well, some college basketball fan are. They were down 10 in the second half, and I said to Meredith, I said, Chris, you can't lose this game. She goes, of course you can. It's DePaul against Georgetown. I said, Georgetown didn't win a conference game for like 2.5 years. Now they're kind of back, though.
No, they're out on Ed Cooley.
Oh, they are?
But DePaul lost.
Yeah,
70-61.
January.
That's free Holt bucks.
Hey, but he's buying everybody beer. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that.
If he's buying me a beer after their practice, then I'm absolutely there.
Dan said
that's a real upgrade from when he was buying chicken when he was in Columbus. Now he's taking people out to the bar.
Yeah. Different opening hours for bars, different rules in Chicago.
That's right.
Dan said, well, John Lennon is one thing, but you would also have to bring George Harrison back from the dead.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I didn't mean to exclude George.
Transfer Portal Heat said the Full Doors Band. I mean, that would also be pretty good. I don't know if I have an answer to that. That was a loaded question I just asked you, and I don't think I have an answer for myself.
You've got to get
one because I'm
asked the question.
Well, first of all, because I don't go anywhere to cover anything. I'm always
you
in
don't
here.
want to go out to
I'm living here. This is where I live. I live in the studio. I'm not covering anything. By the way,
but you don't want to go. You also don't want to be with 250,000 people.
No, sounds like my nightmare.
All right.
I will let you know though. Death Cab for Cutie tickets went on sale. They're going to Cleveland in July. Pre-sale. Got the tickets.
So if they
you are going somewhere.
If they were at Big Ten Media Days / Lollapalooza,
yeah, I like
feels
them.
like that's the band that you would be.
I like a Death Cab.
Yeah,
they're good.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah.
Death Cab.
Yeah.
I'm a cutie man.
Yeah. Are you?
No. I'm just. Is that what you guys call it?
I don't know.
Cuties?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not a diehard fan. I just like their music a lot.
Oh.
We went to see them in the Postal Service a couple of years ago because, they're the same band. They just have different people in it.
I'm learning a lot. No, I did not know that.
Pink Floyd. That would also be a good one.
Okay.
Sign me up for Pink Floyd. By the way,
is the chat liking this more than us talking about Pixar movies? Talk about their favorite bands?
It's about the same. It's about the same people who chimed in on the Cars conversation. It's the same people who chimed in on the bands.
Ka-chow.
Billy Shoebox says Billy Joel, 80s strictly only. Strictly 80s Joel, sir. The Catalina wine mixer. Reimer, do you know what that's from?
No.
Of course you don't.
Check out Step Brothers.
All right, so I should let you know the Ohio State has extended their contract agreement with the CBS Sports Classic.
Reimer, you're in.
Reimer, let's tag you in. Next year, December 19th, 2026, enter a new opponent for the Buckeyes. Kansas joining UCLA, getting kicked out to the curb. I'm sure that's going to make Mick Cronin actually happy, though.
Yeah, well, because he doesn't have to come out east like twice in a 2-week span and having to play the Big Ten and stuff like that. But no, it's awesome. You're getting three big time blue bloods that are always at the top of the level right now, and I feel like it's the level that Ohio State basketball needs to get to. It's what they were at the early 2000s, and you're looking at these other three programs. You know what their standard is. Why can't it be that for Ohio State basketball?
The standard is the standard, some people would say.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So anyways, the rotation now for Ohio State next year in the non-conference, Madison Square Garden. Now we don't have the locations of anywhere else yet. You're going to get Kansas next year, which is the first time in a long time that you've played Kansas. Was it
2013 maybe?
Thomas Robinson there?
Yeah.
The last time.
I think it was here too.
I think it was here. Yeah. And it was here.
It was after we played them in the Final Four.
Yeah. And did KU win? I think KU did win that game.
Ben McLemore went crazy.
That is right. So you get KU next year, which, by the way, it's the University of Kansas, but they don't want to be confused with the University of Kentucky, so they call themselves KU, even though it is University of Kansas, not Kansas University. Very confusing, but I've read articles on that.
Oklahoma does the same thing. It's just something about that part of the country.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. The next year in 2027, you get Kentucky, and then in 2028, what you are looking forward to, my friend.
No, I'm not.
North Carolina versus Ohio State.
Hate that game every year.
Why?
Because it's my two favorite teams.
I know it is, but someone's got to win.
You
can't lose.
I kind of can.
No, you can't.
Oh, come on.
You can't lose.
Don't say that.
What do you mean? What are you staking on that game? It's early December. Ohio State lost that game. They should have won that game, and nobody's crying and moaning about it right now.
Well,
and
they might be in 2 months.
Well, that is true. That is a fact. Not more than they're crying and moaning about that Black Friday game that Berm got so upset about.
That's right. That one was critical.
They were both critical. Before we get out of here tonight, we got about a minute to go. Our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan. If you're a Browns fan, do you like the hire of Todd Monken? Yes or no? Or not a Browns fan? I'm not a Browns fan. Everything I've seen, like immediately, and I asked Justin Zwick this last night. I said, how do you feel? He goes, meh. That was his answer on it.
Feels like you could have just kept Kevin Stefanski.
I feel like Browns fans are now talking themselves into it. They've had 24 hours to react, and now they're really diving in on Lamar's stats and how they got better.
And Miles has everybody confused with his Instagram story.
Oh,
today.
What did he say?
He posted the meme of the Popeyes lady just like sitting on a bench and is just like, oh man, I'm tired.
Probably because the Jim Schwartz stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It never stops up in Cleveland. Austin, had a lovely time with you here this evening. When am I going to see you next?
I don't know. Sometime next week.
All right, I'll talk to you next week. Are you all right? Have a drink of water.
Yeah,
everybody have an awesome night. Something else is up next on The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.